How's it going, Sha?
I mean, have you slept?
I've been trying to, but these guys don't let me.
They really are mad at each other.
I mean, at this point, I feel like it's an art project they're doing together. They almost put out an album.
I mean,
we're like 30 minutes into music.
I don't doubt that one side is definitely putting out an EP.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
I'm happy for people under 30.
Why under 30?
Because I don't think people under 30 have had the most diss records in their generation, but not a real rap beef.
Oh, diss records versus rap beef.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a difference there. Like, there's been a lot of like records that have come out like jabbing at each other, but like a real rap beef, I don't think this generation has really been blessed with that. I feel like this is that.
Yeah.
You know, and every generation had at least one. They've been robbed of that. And like so many diss records came out that were subpar that they almost didn't value it when we talked about the moment that it was when we had our like actual rap beefs.
Right.
They thought it was like, oh, it's probably like these other diss records we heard. No, this is the feeling.
No, this is the feeling.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh,
feeling.
wow, these two might kill each other.
Straight up. Like there's a genuine dislike. I don't like this dude. We are talented, competent artists, and we are gonna attack each other. And it engulfs the culture. And I don't think people understood what that felt like. Like, really, dude, I got the dude that makes my sandwiches does not speak English. And he asked me for my opinion. You know how wild that is, yo? Like, Papi at the corner store is like, so tu ta con Drake or Kendrick? I'm like, whoa. What is happening here, yo?
Yeah, no, my physical therapist, they were talking about it, and these are two of the whitest guys I've encountered. And one definitely was like, I don't really follow them, but my girlfriend has been keeping me up to date.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like that was me doing little mini squats while discussing this with them. That was this morning. Yeah, it's a lot. For those who are blissfully unaware, how'd you do it? But just very quickly, Drake and Kendrick Lamar spent much of this weekend going at each other. Actually, they've been doing it. How long's it been now? A couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, and technically a decade, but yeah.
I mean, honestly, this whole thing started like 20 years ago. Like, if we want to go there.
But yeah.
If we really want to historically go there, what happened to that boy? You know what I mean? That's where this shit started.
Yo.
Yeah. But yeah, so just to kind of quickly break it down, it appears that people don't like Drake, not just in general. And I'm not even just speaking for me. Look, I have never liked Drake. I don't actively dislike him. I find him to be extremely boring.
Okay.
From jump, I was just like, this guy? Ugh. And then he just grew and grew, and I'm like, nah, still him, huh? He's always bored me to tears. When he first came out and he would dance in videos, he looks like he's blind. Those have been my, like the way he moved, like he couldn't, I was just like, what are you doing? Yeah, I just never liked him. And he just got more annoying. So it went from like this guy to yuck, this guy. I double checked my Twitter account to see if just what I've said about Drake, none of it really good. None of it good. The best thing I said about him was just like, there are only 2 things that he's done that I've enjoyed. One was his guest verse on the remix of My Way by Fetty Wap.
Okay, okay.
If you wanna go back in time to that moment. And the other thing was when he curses sports teams by liking them.
Ooh,
That
okay.
always tickles me.
That's a superpower.
Anytime Drake is on your side, you're bound to fail. So,
Oh,
not
that's
my
awesome.
dude. And Kendrick, I enjoy, I have whatever issues I could have with him, but for the most part, he's fine by me.
Yeah.
I like him. But man, they there was a back and forth, everyone, recently. And for the past couple of weeks, I guess they've been kind of slowly sniping at each other. I think this one, the main pop off was it on a future Metro Boomin song or something?
Yeah, they had the collab album. It featured Kendrick, and Kendrick kind of just went off, and that was in March.
Okay.
And it was in response to First Person Shooter that featured J. Cole and Drake kind of going back and forth, where
Right.
J. Cole kind of like in tip of the cap to Kendrick, it wasn't a diss. He was saying the big 3 is us 3.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're the 3 elite rappers. And he kind of said, like, we're like the Spider-Man meme. We're pointing at each other of like, who's the best one. It was a compliment. And Kendrick apparently doesn't like the compliment. He's like, nah, B, it's just me. It's not y'all. And here we are.
Kendrick's always been very open and vocal about, considering himself the best rapper, as he should, as all of them should. That's a big part of it, is that you think you're the best. So great. He's living up to that, braggadocious standard. Because remember how many years ago was it? He had that song. He did a verse on the song Control.
Yeah.
He names different rappers and how he's better than them.
Right.
But even at the time, he was like, I got love for all of you, but I'm the best one, right? Which to me is like, yeah, that's exactly the kind of energy you should have.
Yeah, I was cool with that. I was like, all right, cool. Like, it's a friendly jab, but we're still cool. And to be clear, look, I've openly been a fan of all 3. Drake, I'm a fan just because of the Scorpio connection.
Yeah, you got to let that Scorpio thing go. We got to find you.
Listen,
aren't you even technically a Libra? Like, we got to
die on this hill. We coming back, okay?
No, you're not.
I'm gonna find some new Scorpios.
No, I don't think you are.
I'm telling all my secrets on this pod, so y'all can't come at me later with some disc track, okay?
Right.
I'm owning all my shit, okay? Everything wrong about my life, you've heard it already from me, okay? But yeah, I'm a fan, like, sincerely, like, I don't talk about it much on a pod, but like, the one I was the most a fan of, hurt me from the beginning, was Cole. Because he just said, nah, I'm good. My bad. I shouldn't have said anything. I didn't know what to say. Like, and now he looked like a genius.
He's brilliant. You know what it was? It's because I think, so, basically, the shots are fired at the song. That's Drake and Cole, where Cole's like, we're the big 3. Kendrick's like, the hell I am. I'm number 1. So now everybody is just like, ooh, everyone's got to do, like, in your eye, diss records. Now you got to diss him, right? Everybody's got to have their responses. And Cole, I think, kind of half-heartedly did one.
Yeah.
Which you could feel in it, or he's just like, y'all want a diss record? Here it is. And then a couple of days after releasing it at his own festival that he threw, was just like, hey, I really don't want no part in this. Like, I don't want no part in this. And I think someone tipped him off. Personally, if we can get into conspiracy theories, because this is ripe for conspiracy theories, I think someone was like, hey, Jermaine, you don't want none of this. You do not want none of this. I've seen what's been percolating behind the scenes. Bow out if you can.
Real talk. I even go further. I think Kendrick called them.
And it was like, hey, man.
What the hell you doing, B? I've been setting this up. You know what I mean? Get out the way. This got nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
Real
I don't even
talk.
think it was that I really think it was a more caring thing of just like, "Hey, man, you really don't want this."
Yeah, he said, "You got cute little songs, keep putting them out. I like
Yeah,
them. They
like,
cool. You've been on a run."
you know, this isn't your spirit.
Real talk.
Maybe someone even told him like in a like, "Hey man, you a little too bitch made for this." And I'm
Yeah,
sure he was like, "What?" And then thought about it was like, "You know what? You're right.
it's cool,
You
B.
absolutely
You know what I
right.
mean?
Let me
Uh,
sit down."
He having tomato soup right now, chilling.
Yes, getting sleep. I hope
Real
he's
talk.
getting sleep. Um
Enjoy, B.
yeah, so now they're going at each other. What Drake did the whole song with the AI voices in it.
Yeah,
So Drake did a song and had AI voices of Tupac and Snoop because apparently those are Kendrick's favorite rappers.
right.
Um, like dissing Kendrick, AI voices.
That's where we
And
are
one
now.
dude is still alive. What? That's kind of wild. Also, I want everyone to leave the spirit of Tupac alone. We've been trying to bring him back in holograms. We trying to fucking have AI voice. Leave it alone. Leave him. Let him rest.
I promise you, he didn't want none of this.
Yeah.
Not a single time that they've done it do I think Tupac would have been like, "Yo, that's a cool idea." Like
Honestly, I think he might have thought it was a good idea. I mean, come on.
the
Tupac,
hologram, I think he would have liked.
the hologram, yeah. But I don't know. He also might have thought Tupac seemed to get caught up in the moment.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yo, low key, Tupac way more Drake than Kendrick
he, he-
in terms of like energy. Like
oh,
he,
yeah,
you know what I mean? He
yeah.
definitely like is a different artist, but like in terms of like how he would have reacted and all of this, it would have been way more that.
It would have been, I think so, but I think he would have been more, he would have been able to snap harder. It would have been two different kinds of arguments, right?
Fair.
It would have been the bookish guy versus the guy at the bus stop who's always cracking people up.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's
Fair.
like, oh, the
Fair.
bookish guy is really going in. And the bus stop guy, he's holding his own, but you know,
Yeah.
who knows how long this can last? He does his like he's really kind of having to pull some shit from somewhere
Yeah.
and reaching a new level in it. But like that's what I think is happening. Whereas I feel like this is the bookish guy versus the guy who's like mom picks him up.
Oh man.
You know?
I I
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm sad because like uh for a few reasons. One, I was really hoping for that J. Cole Kendrick collabo album. Not gonna happen.
It might.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they ain't Kendrick. I don't think Kendrick. Here's the thing. I don't think Kendrick hates J. Cole.
No, I agree. I don't think he does.
I think Kendrick hates Drake.
Yeah, like this is deep.
That's the difference. This isn't like, "I'll never work with you." People can squash stuff all the time. I mean, Jay-Z and Nas squash shit.
Yeah, it's fair.
Granted, it took a while, but I mean, like, shit can be squashed if there's not like hate, 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 hate. But
There's
this
rumors
is
on that front too, by the way, we can get into later.
yeah, but I mean, like, it feels like Kendrick's like, "You really want me to open up this Pandora's box? Because I've been stuffing rhymes in here. I've got a
No,
like, I mean, when
but
he
what changed?
finally what do you mean what changed?
Because they were like Kendrick was on his tour. They were. He
Oh.
opened like the like his space for him.
Mhm,
Kendrick is on one of his early albums on an
mhm.
interlude that was a big like part of Kendrick blowing up was
Right,
being on a Drake album.
right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Drake returns the favor. Good Kid, Mad City. He's on one of the
Uh-huh.
hit songs.
Right, right.
And on the as you mentioned on Control, he does say, "Yo, I want to be better than y'all, but I got love for y'all." So for
Uh,
a year, it looks very supportive as a relationship.
sure, but that was many years ago and a lot has changed, and including Drake. I think I think the answer to that is how so many other people reacted once the first Kendrick, the Euphoria track,
Yeah.
which was Kendrick, 6 minutes of Kendrick going in. When that track dropped, the reaction from so many other people in the industry, which could be basically summed up as, yeah, get him. I ain't never liked that dude. Okay. So I think people have found Drake to be weird and move weird for many years.
Mm.
But he was making hits, so he was kind of unfuckwittable.
Yeah.
Right? But he's not really making hits anymore.
Yeah.
So there's an exposed spot to get him.
Yeah.
And
They saw the white meat.
they saw the white meat. And not that anyone's been searching for white meat, but I think there have been a lot of people who are like, yo, the minute I see white meat, I'm gonna fuck them up. Because I mean, so many people have just been like, nah, that dude's a weirdo. And something I'm learning about the word weird is it seems like in the rap game, that means you are doing some shady shit. You don't know how to you act strange and sometimey,
Yeah.
you're not, your word is not your bond, which as we know is a building block of hip hop. You don't keep your word, you sneaky squirrel a lot of stuff, just like moving in a way that is untrustworthy.
Yeah.
Or just saying things or doing things that's just like, yo, that's weird. And so I think there have been a couple of years of people calling Drake out on weird stuff. People who are not in the industry, just people who are like,
Right.
yo, that's strange, right? And I think this is just like a reckoning for some of the stuff that he's done. Because, I mean, part of the things that added to me going from not really thinking about Drake at all to like kind of not liking him was how he did other rappers when he did a remix of a song of theirs. Or, you know what I mean? And suddenly now it's the Drake show. And
Okay.
maybe you remember who the original person was, but then that person just disappears. Look,
Mm.
the way he did Dram, aka Shelly,
Right.
who with taking his song Cha Cha, which was a great song, and then remixing it and it becomes Hotline Bling and never even talking about the fact that he got it from this dude.
Right.
And like that really upset me because I enjoyed that song. And I was just like, wow, you're not going to acknowledge Dram at all?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's bullshit. And then when questioned on it, just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so that's
No,
weird
real talk,
shit.
I heard that in his voice too.
So that's a big, for me, that was a big turning point of like, oh, you ain't good.
Yeah.
You're not cool. So I think he's probably done a lot of things like that. And there is someone on Twitter who has like a 5-minute video breaking down those kinds of things that Drake did that have probably gotten people upset.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, the first chink in the armor was Pusha T um, doing the song because, Drake was going back and forth with Kanye, I guess.
Yeah.
And Pusha T, and he came for Pusha, and people were like, "You don't want that."
Yeah, it's an
And
actual rapper now. Calm
yeah,
down.
and Pusha put out that song, and now he has to acknowledge that he has a kid. Let me
Yo.
tell you, the phrase "you are hiding a child" in a rap song so plainly stated rocked me to my core. I'm gonna be honest with you. He just said you are hiding a child, and I felt that in my toes.
Real
Like,
talk.
God damn.
Yo.
You don't want to make that a simile, my man. You don't want to make that a metaphor or something. You're just
Yo.
gonna tell us like that.
And like, I love I gotta give Pusha props because like, man, like that's a man of like real specific like ethos and values. Cause he's
Yes.
like, yo, I'm gonna talk about drug dealing for 16 albums, but I'm a family man. Okay.
That's work.
You know
That's
what I mean? He like, I'm with my kids. I'm married to the same young lady.
Right.
My whole I just found that shit hysterical. That he's like, yeah, I got those bricks, but me and my wife love it to death, baby. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. So that ethos is That means, like, if you're gonna come for me in your diss records, come about what I'm rapping about, but don't
Yeah.
talk about my family. And that's where Drake was making his little diss record, and he went for Pusha's family, and Pusha's like, "Oh, word?"
Uh-huh.
And so there was that. Now, that was huge, sure, but it speaks to what you're talking about, diss records versus rap beef.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that didn't fully destroy, well, Drake, was because people are looking at that as like a diss record a
Right.
little bit, and not so much like, "Oh, no, these guys may hurt each other." And that's
Yeah.
also because of their standing at the time. A lot of
Right.
folks were like, "Ah, that's an old dude. He's just mad, blah, blah, blah." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't think you
Nah.
understand." Like, I actually went back and listened to that not that long ago, and I was just like, "Jesus Christ." Like, oh,
Yeah,
this
yo,
is
that's
yo, that
that's
record,
personal.
oh,
Real
man.
talk. And that was
But
probably the peak of diss record. That was a quality diss record.
mhm,
It could have elevated to beef, but to your point, he didn't have the status in the
right.
pop culture to be able to take it there. But
Mhm.
yeah, yo, that
But
that was the hint of what was possible.
yes. But so now you've got 2 people on equal footing,
Real talk.
and Kendrick is serious about his. Not to say that Drake isn't,
Yeah.
but, I mean, so that Euphoria track that Kendrick dropped, 6 minutes, it is ridiculous, and it's like, "Oh my goodness." Which apparently he dropped something before that, like some 616 in LA or something, with
Yeah,
another
like,
song which I almost missed, and listened to it, was like, "Alright, that's serviceable." But Euphoria, I was just like, "Ow, my feelings are a little hurt."
yo,
And people were just like, "Oh, man, it's hard to come back from all of this stuff that Kendrick's saying."
that
And,
dude.
Drake did come back. He made a whole video,
Mm-hmm.
and, he Family Matters, right? That was the Drake
Right.
one.
Yeah.
So now he's talking about Kendrick and his family and blah, 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 and he made a whole video, which was like a clip of them, taking the van that's on the cover of Kendrick's album, Good Kid, Mad City, and
Yeah.
what, burning it or
Yeah, they
crushing it
like
or
crush it and all of
crush
that.
all this other shit. Uh, and so Drake puts that out, and, Drake, for a time, knew how the youth moved, and knew, he could galvanize them and people would be behind him. So it's like, great, yeah, yeah, yeah. Not even an hour later, maybe an hour later,
Yo,
Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams,
yo,
and
that was minutes.
minutes later, just like,
Minutes.
whoop, oh, okay, and just dropped the song.
Yo.
And another 6-minute thing that had this set up, basically, of Kendrick speaking to each member of Drake's family
Mm-hmm.
separately, real Eminem stan like. And I mean, if you're gonna go back to, like, that era of Eminem, that's my favorite era,
Yeah.
because he was doing some shit, and, like,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, like, hurtful. Like, I know the kids now don't understand how wild it was that M even existed,
Yeah.
but when he came out and was just like, my baby's mother, I'm gonna drown her in the and but, like,
Real talk.
put
While
in,
saying
like,
their
these
full
beautiful
names.
ways, I was just like, "Oh my god, what is
Real talk.
this?" Yeah.
Like I can't imagine what it's like to like hear someone say like threaten your life in the most artistic way possible.
Beautiful ways.
Yeah, like I don't want this to happen to me, but like that threat should be at the Smithsonian. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my goodness.
I wanna hear me being threatened from afar. Like
Yes.
it's sincere art.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Uh, and that was a lot. That that was a lot, right? Meet the
Yeah,
Grams was a lot.
yeah.
And then this dude, Kendrick, go to sleep, baby. Take a nap.
No
Can't
naps.
sleep. Can't sleep. He then
Mm-mm.
dropped, what's the last one called?
My man out here working. So
Um,
not like us.
Not Like Us. And now, Not Like Us, when I saw that dropped, I was just like, "Hey man, I need you to stop. Like, this is too much, Kendrick. You're doing too much. Cut it out." And then I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, wait, hold on, though, but this is a banger."
Yeah, I was gonna say
But wait, hold on, though, this one you can dance to.
this is the best. Yo,
Yeah.
like so this was the best of the songs at that point to me. Like
Mhm.
this is so when I listened to this reminded me a lot of the Nas and Jay-Z beef for a variety of reasons.
Mm.
But the big thing that stood out to me is on their own, I actually like the Drake songs more as songs.
Sure.
But as disses, and when you include the timing and the momentum, Kendrick is like levels above of what this guy's doing.
Right.
The layeredness, the research,
The
all of that is yo, my
The
man. I don't know how you do
research.
this. He is, like, sincerely, this is like, yo, I'm doing recon. I got PIs.
Like,
I'm
I
on
got
Wiki.
moles. He had moles. He had people on the inside.
Like,
he was responding to things that Drake put in that song.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago.
Right. We were hearing it 5 minutes ago. Kendrick already got a response to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
mixed and mastered. Out.
Mixed and mastered.
You know what I mean? Like, that shit crazy, yo. Just put, yo, as he's hearing it, he's writing the new shit. That's crazy talk, yo.
Yeah.
New level reach right here.
Yeah.
I am blown away by the dedication, by the hatred. I've been that angry before. So like, it's beautiful to see it channeled and come out into something beautiful. Gives me hype that I might make an angry comedy album one day. You know, it's great.
I don't know.
Can't do it?
Maybe. I feel like your nature is such a caring nature. I don't doubt you can be angry.
I could do an angry set. I can't do an angry album. I can't be sustained angry to work on it.
Right.
That's the difference. Yeah, I gotta have an angry day. But yeah, I can't stay angry for like, yo, I'm a workshop this angry hour for the next year.
That's what I absolutely could.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel like no problem.
And I think you're like, yep, you know what?
Yeah.
Good idea, Gastor.
Yeah, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad.
And I think that's the thing that I'm hearing that's interesting. Like, I think Drake is like, oh, I don't like that. Let me make a song right now because I'm mad at you. Whereas to your point, I think Kendrick been mad since like 2015.
Right.
Like, this is all that anger of the last decade just coming out.
Yes.
In this one moment.
I think Drake is angry, but mostly he's petty. And I'm not saying Kendrick is not petty, but Kendrick is mad at what he's seen and what he's heard. I mean, I guess maybe it's just different levels of petty. And I think it's hard to come up against a well-researched level of petty.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Like, it just...
So this works cited at the end of his raps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bibliography.
You know what I mean? My man got Cliff Notes coming out with this shit too. Like, yeah, you got to understand what I'm doing a bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, once the heater dropped, once the last one from Kendrick dropped, I was just like, I mean, this is catchy. And everyone ran with that. And then Metro Boomin was like, hey, here's a beat. I just made this beat called BBL Drake. Anybody just post a link, put it on SoundCloud, do whatever. Just post your, talk some shit about Drake. And so then that's a whole hashtag challenge. The BBL Drizzy, BBL Drizzy hashtag challenge was a whole thing. So now we got aspiring rappers across the globe, because I listened to one in Japanese.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're not even on English no more.
Yeah, talking shit about Drake. I mean,
real talk, man.
I really was just like, how is he doing? Like, how, like for real.
Real talk.
Is he okay? And then in the middle of the night, well, actually not the middle of the night. I just went to bed at like 8 last night because I was so exhausted. And I guess at like 9 p.m. Drake issued a response, which I believe, I haven't listened to it, but I believe it basically boils down to, I'm not a pedophile. And so
oh yeah. I like and that's the thing. I heard it. The beat is dope. The song is fun, but like, you can't say it's a good track because I feel like if you have to keep reminding people you're not a pedophile, you're not winning the argument.
No, you're not.
Like, you're really not. Like, he's like, nah, I didn't look at that girl more than once. Like, that was that's not that far from a bar. That's what's wild. Like, he was like,
I mean, like,
I never looked at any teenagers twice. Like,
he named Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Like, he named her because it came out, she mentioned that he was texting her.
Yeah.
When she was still on like Stranger Things, he would text her for, to offer support or just to talk or blah, blah, blah. And at that time, people were like, bruh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? And so, I don't think he ever at that time was just like, nothing is happening or whatever. But for him to say her name and people were like, you don't have to name nobody. Why you have to name
Nobody
her?
even brought her up this time.
No one brought her. He don't want to talk about her. That was many years ago. Why you? Okay. So it's just, it's not a good look for him. Also, I feel like his whole thing is like, hey, Kendrick, I know you got like 5 more songs. Just go on and release some shits. I ain't doing this forever. That was his vibe. Like, I feel like he said that like in the tweet when he dropped it or something. He was just like, go on, keep putting the rest out. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
this was fun exercise.
I think we broke him, everybody. Now, I think those were just kind of the basics. We're just talking about the song and a little bit of reaction. Twitter. Black Twitter. But almost all Twitter.
Yeah.
Was amazing. It's mostly why I'm still exhausted. Everybody was so funny. Everything. Because we were
top tier.
Like, it was great. It was great. It really was a throwback time.
Yeah, like, it's weird, but like this whole weekend, all I kept thinking about was Elon. I was like, yo,
I wonder if he's like, hey, look, it's like, it's not you, buddy.
Yeah. Like, I actually wanted him to like look at it and be like, this is what happens when you get out the way. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be James Dolan with the Knicks. You spent 30 years trying to say what you wanted to happen and kept keeping them from winning. They're winning now. Why? Because he shut the fuck up, paid the bills, and got out the way. Let the best people of Twitter dictate what Twitter is.
What Twitter is, the way it's always been.
Real talk. It's popping because you're not talking.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, all right. I mean, yes, things are broken on Twitter in a way that it's just, this is, like things being in chronological order. That's not happening anymore. You know what I mean? And the ad situation, everything is broken. But through all of that crap that Twitter has become, the beauty really shined through.
Yeah.
And man, it was hilarious.
Real talk.
It was
And I'll give kudos to the other socials again, but I this is the 3rd time I've seen something like this. Twitter is king with this. You know what I mean?
This is what Twitter covers, the things that are happening right now.
Real talk. TikTok did a great job with a lot of the videos, props, but like it can't keep up with the way Twitter responds to an in-moment thing in the culture.
Right, yeah.
Unmatched.
TikTok will give you that, but then it's like, oh yeah, but you also like seeing people dance, right? And I'm like, not now.
Not now, this ain't the time.
No, that's not what I want. I want up to the minute updates on what is happening, and you can't do that.
Straight up. And the thing that Twitter does perfect is what Kendrick did. It's a mixed media platform. Okay? Real talk. You get jokes written, you get jokes pictures, you get jokes videos. Yeah. Whatever that person's specialty is, you get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the other ones, they're like specified, and that like ruins the convo. You know what I mean? I want to hear that one weird joke from the guy in the back. You know what I mean? And the 30 jokes from the guy in the front. You know, everyone's different, but they all add to it. Twitter is the space that lets all of that happen.
I know. I was just liking so much. I just went through my likes and I was just like, yeah, nope, that's funny. That clip is funny. What that person wrote is funny. Like all kinds of stuff. Man, it was just happy to have it back. I was so happy to have it back. It's been a minute since I had to put toothpicks in my eyelids to keep them open.
Real
so
talk.
I could just keep following shit.
Yo, what was it? The boat situation. That was the last time I felt like this.
What the Navy?
Yeah, the homeboy getting off the boat to beat up the dudes blocking the dock.
Oh, yes. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, that was a good one. Yes,
That
that
was the
was the
last
last
time I
time.
felt like this.
That was
Real
the last
talk.
time. I thought you were talking about the, was it a Yahoo News headline that, said that Trump wanted to build a bigger Navy, but there was a typo, and so it wasn't bigger Navy, it was N
Wow.
Navy, and and people screenshot that so quickly, and so that night was amazing.
Yo.
That was mwah, mwah. That was a beautiful night, but yes, no, the boat, the the beatdown in,
Yeah.
Montgomery or wherever it was, that was a good one too. That was a real good
Yeah.
one too. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Twitter is king for this, yo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was beautiful to see that TikTok X at its peak form.
Mhm.
Hopefully Elon learns from it. I was really happy for the young people to get to like experience a
I
real
mean,
hip hop beef.
I hope so. I who was it? Open Mike Eagle.
Mm.
He's been following it too. I mean, he's in the business and he's been
Yeah.
talking about it and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, meanwhile, I have a 15-year-old son who is very into mainstream hip hop right now. He's not paying attention to this at all.
Yeah.
He does not care at all. So
Too
it's
young.
like, yeah, like kids are like, I don't, nah,
Ah.
and that's part of the reason why Drake it's like you're catching both of these dudes kinda at or near their peak, but maybe on the other side of their peak.
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Morale, I mean, it didn't do great.
Right, right.
It did very well, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But,
And the
like,
piece itself was beautiful. It was
yeah.
interesting. But
But,
yeah.
like, I wasn't the one before that, what, To Pimp a Butterfly maybe? Or no, no, no. Was there another one? Damn? I forget.
Yeah,
Whichever one.
Damn was the joint. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I would go places and I would hear Kendrick.
Yeah, I
And
mean, that
I
whole
did
album was a single. Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't hear that so much with his most recent album.
Yeah. Nor
Uh,
could we, being frank. It was all depressing music.
it
Like,
was yes, it
yeah,
wasn't
nothing
yeah,
about
he was working through shit,
real
and that's
talk.
great, and that's wonderful, but I think at the time, after he worked through shit and he put that out, I feel like people were still in a "we outside" kinda mode.
Yeah.
It
It
was
didn't match the times.
yes, it
Like,
was like a year or 2 too late.
yeah.
Yeah, so, people were like, "Oh, we're trying to be out in the street." And I think that fucking "you are hiding a child" thing hurt Drake a little bit.
How's
I
that?
mean, he came
Um,
back, he had some hits, but, like, I mean, that was such a huge chink in his armor.
because like he literally said, like, I gotta be a better person.
Yeah, he
Like,
was like,
that
"Oh,
was his
shit."
response.
Now
He like, yeah,
suddenly we see the little boy, like,
everywhere.
now
He was in my
so
favorite song, like, of Drake's. He's the dude, he's in the dancing with him throughout all the like 8 a.m. Charlotte.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
he's just in there. Like, he drew the cover art. He's showing off this kid all over the time.
Yes, exactly, but and think, if Pusha T hadn't said nothing, we
We
would
never
have
see that boy.
never known, and
He
he
would
would
the
have
little kid would have never known.
exactly.
Real talk. That little kid
So
still wouldn't know he Drake kid.
so it's like, okay, I'll dance to this or I'll enjoy this song and I see your kids in it. Everything from that point on had an implied side eye.
Yeah. Yo.
So so we're seeing them just at a peak, but just past it. And I mean, they could then hit another peak. It's not the
Right.
last peak. I mean, it might be the last peak for Drake. This might be it. I mean, like, my man is tired.
Yeah, like those are all, yeah, like, so how hot does Drake's next song have to be for it to be a hit? Like, I don't like, what do you do from it?
I I really you lay low.
For how
You
long?
lay
For, like,
you
does he
lay low for like a year, right? I
right?
think you lay low for a year. You start off um on other people's songs.
Okay.
Don't take them over, buddy.
Just
I
little
know
guest
that's hard
verse.
for you, but you acknowledge in your rap
That it
that
happened.
that it happened in some funny way. You know what I mean? Just like yeah, you know me. I'm the guy who has a daughter that I didn't tell you about, and also a BBL. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just picturing like songs of like a year from now where like Drake is like, no,
right?
y'all not ready yet? Okay, let's put that
Yeah,
away.
exactly. I mean, there are going to be missteps, but you start out on someone else's thing. Maybe not the hottest thing, because the problem with Jake and the problem with Drake, this is the big problem that everyone has with him, is that he's kind of considered a culture vulture. That's the
Right,
other big discussion, is that he's his mother is white, his father's black. That's not a problem. Same thing with J. Cole, right?
right,
But no one's called J. Cole a culture vulture because he's just been himself. Drake has always put on a persona whoever was hot at the time.
right.
He's always it's a thing I used to say about Madonna, bless her heart, but Madonna will come through and sniff whatever is hot and try to suck the life out of it, right?
Hmm.
When there are young people with her, like, do we remember that Madonna did a song with one half of Ray Schmurda? Do we remember that? I think what's his name? Sway Lee? Is that one of them? Do we remember that she did that? Y'all don't even remember, do you? That's insane. That's insane. So,
Oh
like,
man,
that kind of like, you
yeah.
know, so
Yo,
Drake
he
is
was
always,
Dominican for a hot minute. Like,
oh, he's been it all, right?
yeah,
She's been Jamaican, which makes
yeah.
sense because there are a lot of Jamaicans that live in Canada that people don't like. That's a big part of it, but also like, where's that coming from? He's
Hmm.
been ooh, that was the other thing. The verse in I can't remember, I will never remember this the song's name. Um the last one he put out, the banger. I'm getting to it. Not Like
Cool.
Us.
Now, like,
The
okay, Kendrick song, yeah,
Kendrick song has a whole verse about how Drake uses Atlanta and the culture in Atlanta and the rappers out of Atlanta as a way to re-up on what's cool.
right,
He uses all these people in order to siphon from them and then present that as whatever. He's taken Dram's song. He's Smino from St. Louis, I believe. Smino.
yeah,
Great. Um Drake shows up in his steez all of a sudden, all of his stuff. Like his looks, everyone's like, "Oh, he's on the cutting edge." Nah, bitch, he stole that. He
yeah,
stole it, and it's you can look and see, and he does that a lot. And he puts on blackness as necessary
right.
in order to succeed. And it's like, My dude, you're a child actor.
Real talk.
Like, why is there all this gun talk and tough talk? And it's like you we know what you are. We see it. We see it. So he's an actor, right?
Yeah,
Basically, and he's been acting this whole time. And I think that is what's going to be the hardest thing to uh get past, to
yeah,
overcome. The because that's really what everyone's been like harping on, is just like that's the thing that people are like, he moves weird through the community.
right.
That's what they're talking about it, how he maneuvers and kind of takes essences from people and then presents it as its own. So I mean, honestly, the way that he comes back is he's got to lay low and he's got to really kind of be himself, but I don't think he should put out a song. I think he should be on other people's songs. And
Yeah,
maybe not the newest thing at the time,
right.
because that's just going to look like he's trying to steal that essence too.
Yeah.
Like no one's going to trust that. Maybe someone who's also a bit like on their way down or out of it a bit. You know what I mean? Like be an
You know,
make your moves to being an elder statesman, my man.
yeah. So this is where I'm at. If you're Drake,
Uh-huh.
Drake, I know you don't know me. I'm a Scorpio. I got your best intentions at heart. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
offer a
yeah.
little bit of advice. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Take a year off, go home, relax. You got $200-300 million. You can find
Yes.
something to do.
You got a room full of Birkins.
Real talk, chill out,
Oh,
wear them all.
Room full of Birkin bags. Like,
Real
I don't
talk.
know, catalog them, do something.
Chill out, spend some time away. You have family you have to get to know, spend time with them. Now, a year from now, you wanna be back in the zeitgeist. You wanna be creative again. I'm gonna have to say that you don't touch rap. I want you to start another like an indie movie production company.
Yes. Just
You know
act.
what I mean?
Just
Just
act.
act. I won't even go that far. Produce for the first year. Direct.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, don't just back things.
Real talk. Get Ben Affleck status right here. Before you start being in front of camera, be behind camera. Do some real artsy shit, like A24 for Canada, like 24A. You know what I mean?
A24 for Canada?
You know what I mean? Do all them little weird artsy films, you know what I mean? and just have people, and like, instead of being produced by Drake, put your whole name on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Aubrey.
Put the Aubrey on it so it shows like a new place, a new growth.
Acceptance.
Yeah, exactly.
A new acceptance.
Straight up, put those out. You know what I mean? Maybe 2-3 years of you putting out 3 or 4 of these. The best one of them heavily invested. Maybe make a little run at a festival. You know what I mean? Get nominated for some awards you don't win, but you nominated for them.
Right.
People see that you're an artist. Do a picture gallery. You know what I mean? Straight up. Views from the 6 could mean a whole new thing now. You know what I mean?
Wow. Actually,
do a whole picture exhibit.
These are excellent suggestions, honestly, Gaston.
Like real talk. I'm telling you,
I think maybe you're done rapping.
I'm telling you, you're done rapping. So. Straight up, just reinvent yourself as and prove that you care about the culture by being a part of the culture in another way.
Right.
Highlighting the stories of the culture from people that are actually in the culture and the parts that you've been biting from. So, like a dude from Atlanta that's a movie director, put that dude's movie on 24A. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Put that joint out there. Let them tell some weird story. You know what I mean? And that should say produced by Aubrey. You know what I mean? Do that 6 or 7 times. People might start. They might still be mad at you, but they'll be like, he's trying to make it right.
Here's his second act, his third act. Here's his third act. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It took Michael Vick a while to get people to look past the dog thing, but we believe it now.
And there are people who are not looking past that dog thing. I'm here to tell you.
Straight up. And there will be people that will never look past the Kendrick thing.
Yep.
Straight up. You got to accept it. It is what it is. You lost this moment. I'm sorry. But you can still be involved in the culture creatively in a different way that I promise you will be fulfilling. People will appreciate it. But your time on the top, done. Your time in hip hop in particular, like this, done. And then, real talk, at 50, if you really, really, really can't let go of this music bone, you know what I mean? We try jazz. You know what I mean?
I literally was gonna say, put out an album of classics,
straight up, yo,
classic songs, a duets album,
straight up, dude. You know what I mean? Hit up Adrian Young, you know what I mean? Say, yo, I want to scat on some shit.
That's right. Say what Robert Glasper's doing.
Real talk. You know what I
mean? And I tell you this, Drake, I tell you this, if you decide to do that, you know who will be there? Fingers blazing, John Mayer. He shows up everywhere.
Yo.
He shows up. Yeah, honestly, ask John Mayer how to do this, because that dude had to come back from some shit.
Real talk. Straight up.
So, yeah.
I'm just saying, it's possible. It's a long plan.
But you gotta, it's a long game. It's a long game. So you gotta really, there's some things you're just never going to, kiss all that shit goodbye.
It's over.
It's over. Downsize your house. I think it's time for you to start making some financial decisions.
Real talk. Be proactive, baby.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're going to come back like that.
Yeah, man. I don't want those sad headlines in 2026 where, you freaking Evander Holyfield status selling your house because you can't afford to maintain it no more.
To be fair, Evander Holyfield's house was literally the size of a county. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was
wild
so
work.
wild. Just like, we hadn't passed it yet. Nope. We still driving by it. Like, it was unnecessary.
You can pay a toll to go through it, you know?
Right. Yeah, but all that the sun hits. It's a Vanders. So ridiculous.
Oh man. If you would like to help admittedly Gastor in this moment of need and send in new Scorpios that I could admire. All you gotta do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. If you're an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think I deserve heroes. I get it. You know, I'm not good at picking them, apparently.
I just think you should branch out beyond Scorpio.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to hold the brand down, but man.
Yeah, no, it's a hard brand to hold down, because the minute you say you're a Scorpio, I don't know if you've noticed this because you're so proud of being a Scorpio. Everyone else is like, oh. Everyone's got a reaction. Oh, boy. Really? Huh.
Yeah. I get that all the time. Everybody's like, yo, but I like you. And I'm like,
see?
Word?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a hard job to do.
Real talk. But if you know any good Scorpios, send them my way. 5 stars. You already got a couple. I appreciate you. Hit me up on the DMs. Sincerely. You know? They could be like a really good cashier at your local Target.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just want regular people.
Just good people. Good people.
Straight up, just good people. Like, yo, my mailman never misses a delivery. He also happens to be a Scorpio, November 1st birthday or something. Real talk. I'm trying anything. I just want to be a good person. That's all I'm asking. Hey, I don't even care about star status no more. Just send me normal, good people. Okay? Real talk. I'm going to start shouting out regular names when I say Scorpio. People go, who's that? He's like, that's an electrician in Bergen County, and he is the great Scorpio.
Oh my god!
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. We did not cover them, but shout outs this week to Lori McDaniel and Rare Element for sending in articles. We will get to them soon. Shout outs to the 47 or so people who did DM us to say, yo, y'all gonna talk about Drake and Kendrick?
You've been at our heads and we appreciate it.
Real talk, yo, thank you. I tried. The one song came out when we were gonna record it, and I was like, yo, we can let this slide.
Yeah. I was like,
you know what I mean?
We're gonna talk about it, and then we just finished, and I'm like, it'll be whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure like that this will slowly build. If it's a real crazy thing, you know, we'll talk about it. You know, and then every time I went out for the night to do a comedy set, I'd come home. You heard the 3 new songs? The 3 new songs?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Yeah.
No. So yeah, appreciate all of y'all keeping me on top of my P's and Q's. With all that said, I am the last of a dying Scorpio breed, Gastor Almonte. With admittedly, she's been warning me the whole time. Shalewa Sharpe.
Trying to tell you.
Real talk.
Trying to tell you.
This is the episode that they will point to when they say, yo, y'all know how the Gastor and Shalewa beat started in 2024? Episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.